right. What's going on? So this is titled Birth and Breath. Alright. You can send a live request, or actually I might just gotta accept it. What's going on? Waiting for light doula. Accept. Just requested. Okay, hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. Adding. Aha!
Hello!
Hello!
Hi!
Aloha, right? You're from Hawaii?
Yes, I am in Maui, Hawaii,
Nice.
where I live.
Beautiful.
Yes. So, how's this gonna work? Are you gonna interview me, or how are we gonna do
Yeah,
this?
yeah, we're just gonna have a conversation about birth and breath. So, do you want to tell everyone what is a doula and how does that work?
Yeah. So, a doula is a Greek word that means woman of service. So, I tell every woman I know that asks me what a doula is, or every man for that matter, that everyone's a doula. So no matter how much you're going to step into that, that's up to you. But I see everybody doing work for either their lover, their friends, their pet, even. We're all either men or women of service, even if it's just to the self. But by calling myself a doula and stepping into that role and like taking the conscious effort to show up in that way for people, I personally am a full spectrum doula. So I do birth work. I attend birth, and I actually take care of elderly people, so it's death doula work. And then I also take care of children. I take care of postpartum mothers. Whoever's calling out in my community, I'm there. So.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I myself have helped many pregnant mothers deliver babies with the power of the breath. And I find that most of their husbands, they don't really believe in it until I have them doing it with us all at once, the breathing all at once together, synchronized. It's like, oh, okay, this is actually calming her down, and she's more fluid, especially
Absolutely.
giving the birth.
Yeah, because it's all spirit, and breath and spirit, I believe, mean the same thing. So if we can all get our spirits like tied up together, not necessarily tied up, but all synced up together, we can move energy a lot quicker. And I always observe that in the birthing space. As soon as you can get a woman back with their spirit, back with their breath, yeah, things move a lot smoother. A lot smoother. Yeah.
Beautiful. So, in terms of making it smoother, is there like a process in terms of training the women how to breathe better, and what type of mind reality they want to be in going into this?
Yeah, so as a doula, it's really important that you're able to be super mutable. So every woman's going to need you to show up in totally, totally different ways, just based on their knowledge and their wisdom of not only the birthing process, but just carrying themselves. And yeah, I find myself having to be very intuitive with when I walk into each individual woman's space, because some women, they're just naturally connected to the breath, don't necessarily know what they're doing, but you can just see how somebody moves, and if they're with their breath, or they're like, holding on to that emotional stagnancy. But yeah, I I just gauge how much a woman knows, and it's all totally mutable from there. It's like I can teach you different ways to, you know, harness that power, or you might already know it, but I'm here to guide you and I'm here to walk with you as you do that.
And holding space is so important in that crucial time. You know, you're literally witnessing someone coming out the portal of source, and that's just a powerful thing to just be a part of, and just
So
being
powerful.
around, just being
So
around.
powerful. It's like time stops. It's like getting to watch the entire world restart, like with brand new eyes every time. It's like it sparks something inside of me that's just so beyond. I remember the first time. So actually, when I became a doula last year, um, I had just turned 20 years old, and I came back onto island because I did my training off of island. And when I came back on island, I was at somebody's birth 2 days later. It like happened so quick. Like somebody reached out because they heard about me through the grapevine, and yeah, it was so powerful. I will never forget. Like it was like a whole, like I thought I'd had my awakening or like remembrance of, you know, source, but when I saw that, it was like my entire world split in two and then back to one. Just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Because I've been watching birth videos for years and years since I was like 10 years old. I've been so enthralled by birth, but seeing it in real life is a whole new ball game.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, I think many people who haven't seen a birth just happen, uh, they'd be a little bit frantic about it.
Oh yeah, it can be really scary because there's so many variables. There's so many things that can happen. For me, the first birth I ever attended, the baby was breech, and the midwife didn't know that. And yeah, and the midwife I was working with had never attended a breech birth. It was just really absolutely amazing just to witness everybody just snap into it and be like, we're doing this and it's going to be okay, and anything can be done. Like, it doesn't have to be scary. The doctor doesn't have to be there. It's not like, as long as we're connected to ourselves and source, we don't need the system, don't need doctors, don't need midwives even. I believe in birth being something that just women just totally forgot that they knew exactly how to do it. Like, we know exactly what we're doing. And honestly, we don't even need doulas. We don't need midwives, but this is like part of the remembrance. Like, every woman can free birth. I believe that. But obviously there's some people that have things and there's things, but I believe in everybody's power to the fullest extent.
Exactly. Yeah, just like breath workers. You know, if more people knew how to breathe correctly or breathe through their traumas and know how to deal with it, you know, I may not be needed of service. You know, but we're here. So one question I do want to ask, uh, when some of the babies are born, do you I don't know if you practice this or do you get the moms to practice leaving the fetus attached to the baby so the stem cells can come in?
Yes. Every birth I've attended, I've made sure that women know their options with vaccines, with circumcision, with yes, lotus birth is what that's called. Is like leaving the cord attached. I just make sure they know about all these things because we've been so detached from it, you know. Um, Here on Maui, people are pretty conscious, so a lot of women know about these things already. And yeah, I don't have to tell them sometimes, but yeah, make sure they know.
Yeah. So when they do leave it attached, like how do you have the mother stay with you for like a couple days until the placenta dries up? How does that work?
Um, so the longest I've ever seen it attached was a few hours. Actually, it's not
Oh,
always.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't attended one where it's like that kind long, but I believe that to be probably the most potent way. And yeah, we're getting there one step at a time. process.
That's beautiful. Okay. My perception was I thought it would be attached for a couple of days. Maybe that's why the medical field doesn't push it in that aspect. But there's also the other side of where they take it and use it for their own stem cells and such
When
of
I
that
attended my
nature.
first hospital birth, that was the most shocking thing for me, is just to see them so discreetly take the cord blood and
Mm.
just not really, like, just kind of distract the mother and the father for a moment, like be like, oh, and we're doing this, and then here I'm just gonna take this, and they take it, and then who fucking knows what they do with that? I don't
Exactly.
know. Who knows? Like,
Hmm.
I'm not about it. No more. No more harvesting our life force. I'm not about it.
That's really important to know that it only takes a few hours for the placenta to completely dry up.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
whoops.
I think that's probably the many big conceptions that people have. They're like, oh, the placenta have to stay with me for X amount of days or so,
It's,
but
I've heard many things. I mean, some people do it to where it's like it dries up and it's like that, but some people will just leave it until it stops pulsing, because that means all the blood's
oh,
out.
pulsating. Oh, I didn't even know it does that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Blood's moving. Yeah, if you cut it right away, it's like the baby doesn't get 1/3 of the blood that they need.
Hmm.
1/3. That's like not 1/4, 1/5. It's 1/3. It's like, shit's ain't right. It's not right.
Hmm. Wow. Yeah, can it's like you're suffocating the full expression of life. You're not allowing it to fully express itself.
Yes, and with that, I also believe that there's nothing we can't heal from. Even if a woman had no idea, even if a woman ate, say, fried chicken her whole pregnancy, the baby came out sick, had all sorts of problems, got vaccinated, I still believe that baby could heal, because we've tasted their poison. We've seen the darkest dark night of the soul. We've seen the yuckiest things that we could ever be injected with. We've taken that poison, and guess what? We're still here, because the living spirit of the earth cannot be killed. We can't be killed. We're
Exactly.
going to keep
It's
resurrecting.
still here.
We're still here, and we're
Yeah.
still going to be here, and we're going to learn more and more through the gateway of the breath, through the gateway of spirit, and Christ be with us.
Natural law will always be.
Yep.
Let's see if anyone have any questions. Everyone is free to just come up with questions. We're here to talk.
Yeah, and guess the questions. We got 17 people. It's good. It's good. Got some folk.
So how are the partners? How big of an impact does that have when it comes to this whole process?
What in particular? Breath?
No, the partner, the woman who's giving birth and the partners.
How much does the partner have to do with it?
Yeah, in terms of.
Well, they're 50% of the creation, so a whole lot. And I really believe it's the energy that got the baby inside of you that gets the baby out. So that's I think a quote from either Ina May Gaskin or Rosemary, just one of those really awesome midwives. I can't remember who it was, but it's the energy that gets the baby in that gets the baby out. So you know how we do it. It's how it's going to be when it comes out. Like, we have to build energy and get up to those super psychedelic, like even sexual spaces, to be able to push something so real out into the world. It's not, yeah.
And that's why I think it's so important when the male counterpart is there to the women just to squeeze the hand, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just knowing your man is there and being able to lean up against him for support, or just having his eyes on you to witness that. There's a quote from Ina May Gaskin's husband, and it said, I don't remember exactly what it says. He's like, it does a man good to see his woman birth, because it shows you the real power of the earthly mother, or something like that. And yeah, that's no joke. Oh, my mail's here. Yeah. Does a man good for sure. So you get to see like how you were born into the world, how powerful your woman is. Yeah, it's really cute to witness new dads and new
Beautiful.
mothers.
Somebody asked, what is the most beautiful birth experience you've witnessed?
I don't necessarily want to say one has been more beautiful than the other because they're all so individual and so magical and special. But I went to this one up in Kula here in Hawaii. So I don't know if everybody knows about the mountain Haleakala. That means House of the Sun. It's this mountain on Hawaii that's technically the tallest mountain in the world if you include the 14,000 feet of lava rock that's underneath it, and then the 10,000 feet above ground, 10,000 feet at summit. So if you include what's underneath it, it's the tallest mountain in the world apparently. But it's supposed to be the heart chakra of the world, and Kula is up on the side of the mountain. And I showed up at this birth at about 5 in the morning, and I was laboring with her all day long. It was until like 8 p.m. and it was so beautiful. It was just like we went through so many different layers of emotions, and yeah, people are walking outside. But yeah, that one was really special.
Wow, on a mountain. What
Mommy
was the view like?
Oh, so incredible. She was using a aunt's house to birth in because her house was just absolutely beautiful and just set apart, and like literally you walk outside, it's like the garden of life here, like all the time, everywhere, like show you like this is my yard. It's just always it's like eternal spring. It never ends, and it's a beautiful place to birth.
When a baby, when the baby is born, is crying natural or healthy? And are there different types of
Crying
cry?
is super natural and healthy. You want it, you like, so the baby comes out and it'll be sometimes it's silent for a moment, sometimes it takes that first scream right away, but that screaming and that crying is moving fluid out of the lungs and moving the fluid out of the throat, and you want to hear like a healthy, you'll just see all this life force energy move straight into them the second that they take that first gasp, because that's that's like out of the waters and into the air, like very important.
That first breath, man.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about how long the cord. All right. So what does it mean if the baby doesn't cry?
You are gonna want to. I've never seen that. I've never seen that,
Yeah,
because you're gonna want it.
I
You're gonna
figured.
like, some midwives will like spank their butt or like spank them just to get, because
Mm-hmm.
you have to get that moving. You can't leave that in there. There's so much liquid because you've been in amniotic fluid for 9 months. It's kind of important to let that cry out. Kind of like a mourning too. It's like a, oh shit, I'm here. But it's also super beautiful. But it's like, oh, here we are again. Because I really believe all of us being born is like the infinite pretending to be born over and over. It's like we've always been here. We've
And
always
in a way, it's the first trauma, if you will. It is.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
So
I always say, this is a super popular quote, but peace on earth begins with birth. If it's not a healthy situation and it's scary and it's traumatic for not only mama, but it's really traumatic for baby, and it's traumatic for dad, and it's traumatic for everybody there. And that's how we start life. Like, circumcision has me so fucked up, if you don't mind me saying that. Like, that is like, it's horrible. Like, strapping, like, if you've ever seen, like, they'll strap the baby down, like their little tiny arms and their little legs, and rip. It's 8,000 nerve endings on that part of the penis, and that's more than that's on the clitoris. So it's huge. It's a lot of feeling, and it's really painful. And just because they're tiny does not mean they don't feel it. It's probably they feel it about 10,000 times more because they haven't felt the other things. Like, they haven't felt anything else other than being in a safe, warm womb.
someone asked, do you find breath work is the most supportive to pregnant women or postpartum women? Understanding for both people.
Wait, say that one more time.
stages. So they said, do you find breath work most supportive to pregnant women or postpartum women? Understanding
All
it's
people.
crucial
I'm gonna
for
say
both
all
stages.
people. That's my answer to that question. There's nobody that doesn't like
Exactly.
even if you're not pregnant, it's just as important as somebody that is pregnant. Like we all need to breathe.
Hmm.
Everybody. It's breath of life. There's no can't be separate from spirit and continue on. It just doesn't work.
Oh, Crystal, I know Crystal. She said, I didn't cry for 10 minutes when I was born. Wow.
Wow, that's interesting.
Hmm. Wow. Yeah, and that's why many people who do breath work for a while, or you might get that point in time where you really remember your birth. There's many stories on that.
Say it again.
Some people who do breath work, they'll get to the point where they literally remember their birth, like coming out the womb.
Wow. I'm not surprised. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's why I said being born is the first traumatic experience.
Yeah, and you can get all the way to the root of it. I truly believe it. Absolutely. Because people have past life remembrances. Why couldn't you remember what happened to you in this life?
Exactly. Hmm. I think that's it for questions. Do you want to go into any topics that's been on your mind?
How do you feel about December 21st and the hype around that?
Oh, the hype? Yeah, I was just talking about fasting during synchronistic times in terms of new moon. I forgot to also mention the new year is a powerful time to just fast in terms of bringing in new clean energy. That overall, beyond prophecies and whatever it is, fasting around that time is super, super, super powerful. It amplifies intention, manifestation, focus, and just in a way, you can also, when you fast, you can say, this is my sacrifice in terms of the new year, bringing new energy, and letting go to things that really didn't help me push forward this year. So that's
Absolutely.
the intention many of you can definitely incorporate in terms of 21st.
I just saw a question. It says, fave everyday breath work. Mine is breath of fire.
Breath of fire.
Always. It's my favorite. I have to do that every day. I think it, so my mom started taking me to yoga classes when I was 2 years old, and I would watch them do breath of fire, and then I'd get into it. And I was 2, and I've kind of held on to it my whole life. I mean, I've definitely gone through periods where it faded away, but this last couple years, it's really resurrected for me. And yeah, even just starting with 3 minutes of breath of fire in the morning, or 3 minutes before you go to bed, and then working your way up, you'll just notice you want to do it more and more, because it just ignites this fire of purging, and just I can do so much more. I can
So
I
we
don't
can
really
actually we can do a breath of fire alchemy breathwork style if you'd like.
right now.
Yeah, right now if you're up for it.
I'd love to. There's also, I want to grab a book real quick that has this excerpt about fasting that is it's from the Essene Gospel of Peace. Do you know that?
Sounds familiar.
Okay, I'm going to go grab it real quick. I'll be
Okay,
30 seconds.
yeah, you have time. Okay. Any other questions? Living the life out there is so peaceful. When you're in peace with the breath, everywhere is peaceful. Everywhere. You could fast anywhere. People don't know that I lived in Jersey for a long time and I fasted in the cold. So you can fast anywhere. How long have I been doing breath work? It's been about 5 years. Coaching 2.5 years.
I've got it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay.
Okay. It says, "Renew yourselves and fast, for I tell you truly that Satan and his plagues may only be cast out of your body by fasting and by prayer. Go by yourself and fast alone, and show your fasting to no man. The living God shall see it, and that shall be your reward. And fast until Satan and all of his evils depart from you. And all of the angels of our earthly mother will come and serve you. For I tell you truly, except you fast, you shall never be freed from the power of Satan and from all disease that comes from Satan. Fast and pray fervently, seeking the power of the living God for your healing. While you fast, eschew the sons of men and seek our earthly mother's angels, for he that seeks shall find. Seek the fresh air of the forests and of the fields, and there in the midst of them you shall find the angel of air. Take off your shoes and your clothing, and suffer the angel of air to embrace all of your body. Then breathe long and deep, that the angel of air may be brought within you. I tell you truly, the angel of air shall cast out of your body all uncleanliness which defiled it within and without. And thus all evil-smelling and unclean things will rise out of you as the smoke of the fire that curls upwards and is lost in the sea of the air. For I tell you truly, holy is the angel of air, who cleanses all that is unclean and makes all evil-smelling things of a sweet odor. No man may come before the face of God, whom the angel of air lets not pass. Truly, all must be born again by air and by truth, for your body breathes the air of the earthly mother, and your spirit breathes the truth of the heavenly Father."
Knew it was a good thing bringing you on. I love
Here
that.
I am.
Can you share that book again? The name of
So
the book?
this is the discovery of the Essene Gospel of Peace, but that was a quote from the Essene Gospel of Peace, and I actually just posted a IGTV today about the first part of the Essene Gospel of Peace. It said that if anyone whom finds these Gospels will be free from death for time and all eternity and accepted into the kingdom of light, because once your cells hear truth, you will always lean towards that. And I truly believe that. Like, once you hear the truth of God, nothing compares to it.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I like how it came up in terms of the context of demons and in that aspect, passing them out, fasting, and in a way they're also talking about parasites within the body. So, man, that hits everyone's heart. Hopefully, everyone
Yeah,
can
and it continues to
hear the
go
truth.
in. This goes in. It'll let you know. And this guy has written so many amazing. There's a really beautiful prayer in here. Do you want me to share a prayer from this book?
Yeah,
It's real short.
before we get into it, set the
Okay.
intention.
Okay, it says, "Praise be to thee, O Lord, for all thy creatures, and especially for our brother, the sun, who gives us the day, and who shows forth thy light. Fair is he and radiant with great splendor. To us he is the symbol of you, O Lord. Praise be, O Lord, for our sister the moon, and for the stars. Thou hast set them clear, beautiful and precious in the heavens above. Praise be, O Lord, for our brother the wind, for the air and the clouds, for the clear sky, and for all weathers, by which thou givest life, and by the means of life to all creatures. Praise be to thee, O Lord, for our brother fire, by whom thou givest us light in the darkness. He is beautiful and bright, courageous and strong. Praise be, O Lord, for our sister water, who is useful to us, humble, precious, and chaste. Praise be to the Lord for our mother, the earth, who sustains us in all ways and nourishes us, bringing forth diverse fruits, flowers of many colors, and the grass."
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
So we have some time left. We want to do a little bit of breath with fire with alchemy. Put a little spin to
Yeah,
breath
let's
with
do
fire.
it. You gonna lead it?
Yeah, I'm gonna lead it.
Perfect. Okay.
So everyone get comfortable. You can be seated, you can be laying down, whatever you prefer. You're gonna have your eyes gazing towards your third eye, tongue on the roof of the mouth,
Trying to hear you. There we go.
All right. So we're gonna be doing breath with fire, and then whenever I say threes, when I say three, you're gonna inhale 3, exhale 3, and hold it.
Going on.
Hold the exhale.
So this
No
is
breath,
titled
empty.
Birth
and
and
then
Breath.
I'm gonna say round 2, and then we go right back into breath with fire.
Alright. You can send a live
So
request.
we're gonna do
actually, I might
6 rounds. Accept it. Everyone's joining just now. More people are joining in. Get relaxed. Eyes gazing towards your third eye. Tongue on the roof of the mouth. And try to hold a smile on the hold. Swallow. That's the last
going on.
Waiting for light to start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Just requested. Okay, hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. Adding 3s. Aha.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Aloha, right? You're from Hawaii?
Yes, I am in Maui, Hawaii,
Nice.
where I live.
Round 2. Beautiful.
Let me close up. Yes. So, how's this gonna work? Are you gonna interview me, or are we gonna? How are we gonna do it?
Yeah, we're just gonna have a conversation about birth and breath. So, you want to tell everyone what is a doula and how does that work?
Yeah. So, a doula is a Greek word that means woman of service. So I tell every woman I know that asks me what a doula is, or every man
Round
for
3.
that matter, that everyone's a doula. So no matter how much you're going to step into that, that's up to you. But I see everybody doing work for either their lover, their friends, their pet, even. We're all
3s.
either men or women of service, even if it's just to the self. But by calling myself a doula and stepping into that role and like taking the conscious effort to show up in that way for people, I personally am a full spectrum doula. So I do birth work, I attend birth, and I
Round 4.
actually take care of elderly people. So it's death doula work. And then I also take care of children. I take care of postpartum mothers. Whoever's calling out in my community, I'm there.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 3s. Yeah, I myself have helped many pregnant mothers deliver babies with the power of the breath. And I find that most of their husbands, they don't really believe in it until I have them doing it with us all at once, the breathing all at once together, synchronized. It's like, oh, okay, this is actually calming her down, and she's more vibe, especially giving the birth.
Yeah, because it's all spirit, and breath and spirit, I believe, mean the same thing. So if we can all get our spirits like tied up together, not necessarily tied up, but all synced up together, we can move energy a lot quicker. And I always observe that in the birthing space. As soon as you can get a woman back with their spirit, back with their breath, yeah, things move a lot smoother. A lot smoother. Yeah.
Beautiful. So, in terms of making it smoother, is there like a process in terms of training the women how to breathe better, and what type of last round mind reality they want to be in going into this?
Yeah, so as a doula, it's really important that you're able to be super mutable. So every woman's going to need you to show up in totally, totally different ways, just based on their knowledge and their wisdom of not only the birthing process, but just carrying themselves. And yeah, I find myself having to be very intuitive with when I walk into each individual woman's space, because some women, they're just naturally connected to the breath, don't necessarily know what they're doing, but you can just see how somebody moves, and if they're with their breath, or they're like, holding on to that emotional stagnancy. but yeah, I just gauge how much a woman knows, and it's all totally mutable from there. It's like I can teach you different ways to, you know, harness that power, or you might already know it, but I'm here to guide you and I'm here to walk with you as you do that.
And holding space is so important in that crucial time. You know, that you're literally witnessing someone coming out the portal of source, and that's just a powerful thing to just be a part of. And just
So
being
powerful.
around, just being
So
around.
powerful. It's like time stops. It's like getting to watch the entire world restart, like with brand new eyes every time. It's like it sparks something inside of me that's just so beyond. I remember the first time. So actually, when I
she
became
got
a
off.
doula last year,
Oh snap! What's up,
I
everybody?
had just turned 20 years old, and I came back onto island because I did my training off of island. And when I came back on
23
island, I
people in
was
here.
at somebody's birth 2 days
Not sure what
later.
happened,
It,
but
like,
she got off.
so quick. Like somebody reached out because they heard about me through the grapevine, and
How does everybody
yeah, it
feel
was
after
so
doing
so
that?
powerful. I will never forget. Like it was like a whole.
And that was
Like
only
I thought
6
I'd had
rounds.
my awakening or like
Spontaneous
remembrance
breath
of,
work
you
at
know,
its
source.
best.
But when I saw that, it was like my entire
She
world
was
split
there
in
until
two and
8
then back to
before
one.
you
Just
open
the
your
most
eyes.
beautiful thing I've ever seen. Because I've been watching
That
birth
was
videos for
calming.
years
Thank
and years
you.
since I was like 10 years old. I've been so enthralled by birth, but seeing it in
I
real
think it
life
just
is
cut
a
off.
whole
Okay.
new ball game.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it in the members group.
Yeah, I
for
think
sure. I'll be doing
many
feeling high.
people who haven't seen a birth just happen.
I think your phone might have died.
Maybe a little
Okay.
bit frantic about it.
Very energetic, but very relaxed.
It can be really scary because there's so
How
many
many rounds
variables.
do
There's
I
so many
usually
things that
do?
can happen.
Breath of Fire is
For me,
something
the first
is
birth
it really
I
my
ever
go-to?
attended, the
Because
baby was breech, and
it's a
the
good wake me
midwife
up if you're
didn't
feeling
know
like
that.
tired,
And
but still it's a lot of breaths.
yeah, and the midwife
In
I was
that
working
round.
with had never attended a breech birth. It was just really
Your high
absolutely
is F.
amazing
Okay, cool.
just to witness everybody just snap into it and be like, we're doing
Breath
this
of Fire
and
is
it's gonna be
definitely not
okay, and
something I
anything
would.
can be done. Like
It's not
it
my
doesn't
go-to,
have to be
especially for
scary.
mothers.
The doctor
Since,
doesn't have
the
to be
topic
there.
is
It's not
birth and breath.
like as long as we're connected to ourselves and source.
So many different.
Don't
Definitely
need the
get that
system, don't
dopamine
need
flowing.
doctors, don't need midwives even. I believe in,
What do you prefer as a technique?
wow, I believe in
If you
birth
join the
being
members group,
something
there's
that
literally
just women
hundreds
just
of hours. Elevation
totally
can even
forgot
tell you,
they knew
you know,
exactly
he's
how
been
to do
doing
it. Like we know exactly
breath
what we're
work,
doing.
and now he's
And
finally in the members group, and
honestly,
he's like,
they don't even
okay,
we don't
this
need
is
we
really,
need,
really
need
different.
doulas.
Like,
We don't
yeah.
need midwives, but this
You know,
is like part of the
you know,
remembrance.
those
like
who
every woman
know the
can
value
free
of
birth.
breath,
I believe that, but
they
obviously
will
there's
come.
some people that have
I'm not pushing anything,
things
but
and there's things, but I believe in
alchemy and breath work
everybody's
is very different,
power.
and I wanted
fullest
to
extent.
treat alchemy
just
itself
like
as,
breath work.
you know,
If more
as the
people
breath
knew
itself should be
how to
treated
breathe
as a
correctly,
royalty
breathe through their trauma,
that everyone deserves.
you know, I
And
may not
that's why at
be needed of
such
service,
a low monthly rate, you
you know,
get
but
so many,
we're here.
so much
So
value.
one question I do
you
want
get
to
you need
ask,
a one Zoom call
uh,
a month, and
when
literally
some of the
hundreds of
babies are
hours
born,
in the members group. That we even have a 30-day
you,
challenge. I'm gonna do a
I
30-day
don't know,
challenge
do
starting.
practices, or do you get the mom to
I'll do a
practice
6-day challenge.
leaving the
Leading
fetus
up to my
attached
birthday.
to the baby so the stem
But I'm
cells
gonna be offline for my
can
birthday.
come in?
Yes, every birth I've attended, I've made sure that women know about.
Yeah, it'll wake your
Just know
body
their
up. You
options
have
with
to
vaccines,
experience.
with
You know it.
with circumcision,
You
with
know it. Got to have you in the members
yes,
group elevation.
lotus
You
birth
can
is what
finally,
that's
you know,
called. Is like leaving the cord attached.
finally see that for
I
yourself. I
just
mean, the
make sure they
testimonials
know
speak
about
for
all these
themselves
things
too.
because we've been so
And just
attached.
how you guys felt how different that was than your traditional breath
Here
work.
on Maui, people are
For
pretty
sure.
conscious, so a lot of women
Breath
know
of
about
Fire,
these
there's
things
so many
already.
different ways to do.
And
So many
I
different
don't
ways
have
of
to
Breath
tell,
of Fire
I don't
that
have
you
to tell
probably
them
hadn't
sometimes,
even
but
thought about, for sure.
yeah, make sure they know.
Any books? You know what? When it comes to actually
Yeah. So
when they
breathwork,
do leave it attached,
like
it's more than books.
you have the
I
mother
would,
stay with
in terms
you
of
for
even
like
the
a couple
book I'm
days
writing, Breath
until the
Consciousness.
placenta dries up. How does that work?
You know, there's practical things that you can do.
So the longest I've ever seen it attached
But also
was
you get my
8
books for
hours,
free.
actually.
By the way, anything that
not
come
long.
out digitally,
Yeah.
you get that
Yeah, I
for free
haven't-
for
I
a
haven't
lifetime,
attended one where
as long
it's
as you're
like
part of the members group,
that
or
kind long,
if
but I
you take
believe
one of those
that's
one-on-one packages
probably the most
in the
potent
members
way.
group.
And
comes for free,
Yeah, we're
along
getting there
with
one
all
step
the
at a
different
time.
downloads for free. So that goes to show you how much
That's
value
beautiful. Okay.
I
My
give.
my
Many
my
people
my
keep preaching to
perception
me that
was
I should be
thought
charging more,
we'd
but
be attached for a couple
I love
days.
just
Maybe
giving
that's why
value.
the medical
That's all.
field doesn't push
The
it
work speaks for
in
itself.
that aspect. But there's
Mhm.
also
And I'm one of the
but
few
there's also
people
the other
in the
side
whole
of
entire
where they
world
take
that
it
will
and
use it for their
do
own
wherever
sense
you're
of
at.
such a breath and motion
When I
of
attended
nature,
my first
and will
hospital
actually
birth,
breathe with you.
that was the
I am
most
one of
shocking,
the few
shocking thing
people
for me.
in
Is
the
just
whole
to see
entire
them
world
so
that will
discreetly
actually
take
do
the
that.
cord blood
And
and
that,
just
someone
not
is
really like
doing
just
that,
kind of
it goes to show
distract
you,
the mother and the father for
I'm
a
not
moment, like be like,
talking
oh, and we're doing this, and then
just all
here I'm
talk.
just gonna
I
take
actually
this, and
walk
they
the walk.
take it, and then who
You can
fucking
just
knows
imagine
what
how
they
many
do with
clients
that?
I
Exactly.
have on a day-to-day
Who
basis
knows? Like,
doing breath work. I walk
I'm
the
not
walk.
about it. No
Very
more.
appreciative
No
of your
more
existence. Appreciative of
harvesting
all
our
of
life
you
force. I'm not
sharing
about
the
it.
breath on here.
That's
I'm gonna end it
really
off there.
important to know that
I
it
don't
only
know what
takes
happened to
a
her,
few hours for
but
the placenta to
I have
completely
enough.
dry
Let's
up.
see what
Yeah.
I gotta cut
know,
it. I gotta cut it off.
I think
But
that was
thank you all
that's
for sharing
probably
the
the
breath.
many
Peace.
big conceptions that people have. They're like,
Grand Rising. I just want to share with you guys a little bit about this alchemy breathwork session that I just did with Devon the Black Airbender. Man, it was lit to say the least. I had a few questions and concerns at the beginning, but once we were building and Devon came with some intuition and wisdom and patience as well, it just flowed right into the breathwork session. I feel like a weight was lifted. Definitely feel charged and energized, full of abundance and gratitude, and just ready to continue on this path. I would highly recommend a one-on-one session with Devon the Black Airbender. He'll get you right, meet you at the level that you're at, and help you to raise your vibration. Peace.